St. Clair County RESA presents Dateline Schools, hosted by Terry Harrington.
This week on Dateline Schools, we're visiting Marysville High School as the scene of the 2017 St. Clair County RESA Learning Symposium. And this week on Dateline Schools, had the opportunity of talking with keynote speaker George Couros. We know learning doesn't just take place in the classroom.
Right.
What advice do you have for parents as their role in with their kids' education?
Well, one of the conversations that we had with the group is that often you hear parents, when their kids come home, they'll ask them, like, what did you learn today? And the response is nothing. All the time. Is like, no matter where I go in the world, parents will say their kids say nothing. And so what we are trying to do is we're trying to open the window up to our classroom. So for the parent that doesn't necessarily have access, they can see those things so they can change their questions. So for example, one of the things I showed today was a teacher using Instagram to show plant growth over time from their students. And what they actually did is you can see the plant growth, but the parents were being more and more involved. And so when their kids were coming home, they were asking questions about the plant. So it wasn't, what are you learning today? It's like, hey, tell me more about that plant growth project you're doing. And we want parents in on those conversations. And I think that what we want is parents to think from a place of curiosity, not simply fear. Because a lot of times we fear what we don't know. But if you're curious, you start asking questions and you start learning it. And you see there's a lot of really amazing opportunities, not only for your kids, but for yourself to learn and grow and connect with other people. So I think just be curious and want to ask questions and don't shut things down because you don't know. If you don't know, ask. Figure out, ask questions.
How can parents and other educators follow George Couros?
You can follow me at Twitter at G Couros, so GCOUROS. But if you Google me, you'll find everything. And I think that's something that I try to model to parents and kids. One of the stories I shared this morning was about kids actually doing an introduction for me. And they asked me for my formal introduction, said I actually just get them to Google me and they can build an introduction from that. Because I wanted to model the importance of your kids doing this, because every kid you work with, every teacher you work with, every principal you work with is being Googled by someone. And so what happens, what do you find there? And a lot of people say, well, I have nothing up there. Well, everyone's got something. You might not have posted it, but everyone's got something. And so, you can easily if you Google me, you can find a million places to connect with me. And so hopefully you find me that way.
For Dateline Schools, I'm Terry Harrington. Dateline Schools is a production of St. Clair County RESA.